Hi, and welcome back to Miranda's Cauldron. I guess I'm actually early. Wow. Okay. So, if anyone is here, hello, hello. And if you're on the replay, just jot a comment down below of what you've been up to. Now, I really wish I did watch the time before I clicked in because I usually am not live this early. Maybe because I thought I might have been a little late. So I just hit that live button actually a couple minutes early. Oh, well. Well, lunch was good. It's actually the rink. And during the day, it's a little cafe, restaurant, diner type thing. So, yeah. And it's not very often that we go down for lunch. It's not very far. Maybe like 5 minutes down the road. It's actually, I think, yeah, it's only about a 5-minute drive. So normally start with tarot. But since I'm early, how's the weather where you are? It's some days are pretty smoky. At least I'm really far from all the fires that's in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and even in Alberta. Did you get whatever else you went into town for? When I say town, the little town the closest town that I live in has a post office, the municipal office, they call it an RM office, which is basically just the government for a certain area. It's not provincial, it's similar to the village government. And a library. What else? The rink, which also has curling over the winter season. There's a baseball diamond where there's no baseball. They just put in a new play park for the children. So that will be good for those kids that I babysit. We've already decided that we're going to go down and have a picnic at the park, which is only about 1 kilometer away. So about less than a mile, I think. No, the big town is about an hour drive. And we went there yesterday and we also had lunch out, which was really nice, with laundry and groceries. And if you guys drink coffee and notice a coffee price, I don't know, maybe it's just in Canada, but normally the coffee with the coffee maker is cheaper than like the little Keurig or the Tassimo little cups. Well, coffee in the big tub, like Folgers, is like $22 Canadian. You usually can get it for about 15 or 16. So, and I thought, okay, well, there's no way I'm going to be drinking Tassimo on a regular basis because they're like $10, about $10 for 16 of them. But hubby's like, it's cheaper. I'm like, okay, it's easier. Just put the little pod in the container in the maker and push the button and coffee's there. But you don't get a full cup. Maybe my cups are too large. I don't know. But at least I don't spill them when I go walking. Okay, let's go see who's here because I'm seeing comments. Okay. It's going to be late. And I ended up not being late. I got in about 2 minutes. Hello, Cammie. I answered her question the way it is. And I just had a little message that it was not responding. There we go. Yeah, because we got there about 10 to 12, my time, which was about 50 minutes ago. No, 70 minutes ago. And I figured that's plenty of time to get my fries and chicken tenders. Not a problem. It got so busy. And there's only one person working. There must have been a dozen people there, which is a lot of people for a small town. And by the time we got our order, it was like almost half an hour. So it's like, ooh, I'm going to be late. But I couldn't eat all my fries, and I brought them home. So I'll have my fries later. Okay. It's very windy and sunny here. Lots of dirt as the road crews is right in front of the house. Ooh, road crews. Yeah, not fun. Hopefully, it means the retaining wall is going in before any more new cracks on the dirt driveway. Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought that okay, that's a 2 hour, 1 or 2 hours away. Talk that. And hello, Stacy. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm just going to start with a sprint first. And then during the first technically breaks in between sprints, I will draw some tarot cards, some runes with the familiar animals, and I even have rune cards that I got a long time ago. Like I'm thinking, did I get it when I was in Alberta or did I get them when I was here? So it could be anywhere between 8 to 12 years, but I'll use them too because I found them when I was rearranging my desk the last time. And when I put together these new little box cube type things that I got from, where did I get them? Michael's. And that was back in January, and it took me months to get them done. So I am going to bring up the cute little Ponadora kitty for 20 minutes. Oh, I forgot. I need to share, or you guys don't see it. And we'll see you in 25. Oh, write down what you did during that sprint. And that was the end of our first sprint together. Hello, Alyssa. Popped in. Hello, hello. How did everybody do? I got my HB90 task blocks from the last 2 days. Yesterday I went to town, so that was a good chunk of yesterday. And if it's anyone enrolled in Sarah's Publish and Thrive, if you haven't had the opportunity to sign up for your mastermind groups, I highly suggest it. It's so worth it if you end up having good partners. The 2 other ladies that I'm with for my mastermind group, it's fantastic. Just fantastic. So we had our meeting yesterday. So that's pretty much all I did for goal related, other than in the morning before we went to town, I set up my streams for today. And I'm also doing one on Saturday at 2 Eastern. Let me check my agenda. Yes, 2 Eastern, which is noon for mountains. I'm going to shuffle and draw a animal familiar with also runic cards. Let's see which one we'll get, and I'll see if I will remember what it means. I used to be pretty good at runes, and then I've kind of been slacking, like a lot of things. Oh, we've got the Burkina, which kind of looks like a bee, and the animal is the bunny. I want to say rebirth, especially when it's got the rabbit and it's got a little crescent moon on the back and flowers. But let's see what the book says. Birth, sanctuary, fertility, life changes, secrets. This is a powerful healing rune with additional emphasis on purification and detoxification, especially in combination with another rune called Ligus. And let's see if I can find that in my deck. It kind of looks like a funky L, and it's upside down. So that's what this one looks like. And for the card, it's got a horse. So I'm going to put that one aside as well. And let's see what that card rune has to say. I do believe from memory, I think it's flow. So never stopping, continuing. Let's see if I can find it in the book. Yes. Flow, memory, dreams, the unconscious, fate, and karma. So that's just very fitting for a full moon, I feel. Then the next card I will draw will be the Light Seer deck. And if anyone wants to have a card of their own, I'll put up in comments the ones that I have available. There we go. Because it is a full moon, and I like to draw, either do a separate 15 or so minutes of live with my tarot cards and the other cards. But if it's a time that I can put in a 2-hour chunk for streaming, for writing sprints, I do that. So that's kind of what it is for today. And if you're looking for anyone sprints after me, which I'm pretty sure everyone here writes with the Heart Breathings writing community, we have Jenna at 5 p.m. Eastern. And since Jenna's not going to be around for Friday, Cami is going to be sprinting during her time. And if I can get my laptop and all that to work for me, I tried earlier and it wouldn't let me even get into another window. I will also share Cami's link because she'll be sprinting Friday in place of Jenna. And that's the kitty timer, but I'm just going to ignore the kitty meow. And I'm going to draw 2 cards because when I was shuffling, the 2 of Wands popped out. And the wands for me are creativity. And she looks like she's looking at the window, wondering what she's going to do creativity wise. She's got the globe on the floor with her, as well as one of those old fashioned Volkswagen Beetles. So maybe she's kind of wondering where she wants to go on her trip or on her journey, where she can continue with being creative. I, for one, will be going on a journey the end of the month to see my daughter and the new grandbaby. Okay, the light seer for 2 of Wands. Planning your future, making progress, possibilities, the choice between comfort zone and new adventures. Yeah. Some of us maybe they like living their own way, their own little comfort zone. Then sometimes you need to go on new adventures. And the 9 of Swords, which could tell she's pretty upset, or she could be exhausted. And usually swords are for obstacles and hardships. So let's see what this card has for us. Nightmares, worry, feelings of depression or anxiety, insomnia, fear, an opportunity to find courage, and a time to focus on safety and the things you're going well in your life. And for this booklet, it also has a little, you can call an affirmation. And for 9 of Swords, it's I see my fears as the illusions that they are. Very good. Because I don't know who does not have fears. I have a feeling that everyone has some kind of fear. So those are those 2. And I will do the Moonology card later. And let's see what the comment. Come on, don't be so slow. It doesn't want me to go into the comments. Yes, it's not playing well. Okay, Cami says, correct. With Jenna off at the Sci-Fi Valley convention, I'll be filling in. That's right. It's the convention. If you were or are a Twilight fan, oh my goodness. I watched every movie, read every book, I don't know how many times, and I don't care what people say about how stupid it was. I enjoyed it. And if I lived closer, I would be there. Okay, I'm going to dial back the Pandora Kitty. I'm actually going to change it up to 30 minutes. So this sprint will be 30 minutes. See you in I turned off I'll pause my music on my phone, but then I forgot to hit the mute button, but at least I wasn't talking. I shared some links. Jenna, who'll be sprinting after me. And just in case you haven't subscribed to Cammy's, here's Cammy's. She'll be taking over Jenna's stream on Friday, and she normally streams on Sundays, just before Tracy the Revised Writer normally sprints. So check out hers. She's a fellow Canadian, and she has a cute little black and white kitty cat that sometimes we get to see. And she's usually doing some kind of art painting, that kind of stuff. So it's interesting to watch. Even though I personally cannot draw a stick man. Well, I guess I can draw a stick man. It's not very straight. And his arms are kind of like wiggly, so it's more like a river. But hey, that is why I write and I don't paint or draw. But I can draw runes sometimes. Some of them are a little difficult, but they're all straight lines. Relatively straight. Okay, for my next card, which is just a normal thing for me, I'm going to draw a Modology card, the Manifestation Oracle cards. And here is the lovely box. I know you can get them on Amazon. I was lucky enough that my son's mother-in-law, who's also a friend, she has a rock shop and she often picks up tarot cards and other kind of oracle cards and stuff like that. And Sarah and Terry of her vendor shows, like a trade show, there was not just one deck, they were both there. And then another time, she had the Lightseer deck. It was this size, so it's a little bit smaller than the average, but it did not come with the book. And even though I've been playing around with tarot cards for, let's just say close to 20 years, they're hard, especially when you don't do them every day. Sometimes you see the cards with use your intuition, other times not so much. But for the Lightseer deck, it did not come with a card. It came with the cards, but not a book. So what did Carly? So I didn't know I opened up the box. There was no card book, no book. That's okay. So I ordered the mini one on Amazon, and it came with a little cute little tin box and the book. So that's good. Okay, here we have Cami. I've made sure all her appearances in my art stream have been bookmarked for rewatching. Aw, that's cute. I don't have as many kitties to interrupt during my sprint time. If you go back over the winter months, I do have quite a lot of visitors because with the harsh winter up here, or out here, that the little kitties probably would not have survived their first winter because they were born later in the summer, like almost in, I want to say maybe August, September. So I knew they'd have to be in the house, especially when their mommy is normally a house cat. So we had a lot of visitors, and there was also one other one that came in because even though his mommy's an outside cat, but he was even smaller, so he got to hang out with the little kitties. And yeah, so I'm going to just draw a card that was someone in the center. And let's see what it is. Deeper. Yeah. I wonder if that could be why I'm actually doing some journaling today. I would like to be able to journal and draw cards for myself. Ideally is like 2 or 3 times a week. But the last time I did any journaling whatsoever was in May. And it wasn't even the end of May. So I wrote up a whole page of just journaling, whatever. And next up is I'm going to record the cards that I drew earlier. Okay, so we have one more 30 minutes, and then the next one, I'm not sure if I'll just do a short sprint or I'll just let it end and then we can have a little bit of break. Let's see what Rachel has to say. We shall not speak of the last time I journaled. Yeah. It's been a long time since I started up again, but I've been doing pretty good for the last couple of years. I think my problem was when my kids were little, I was struggling, to be honest. I was struggling. And I did a lot of writing in a journal. And you know how when you're little, you you don't want your siblings to read your journal, you don't want your mom to read your journal because journaling is like your deepest thoughts. You don't want anyone to read them. You don't even want to read them half sometimes. And that's the kind of mood I was in when my kids were little. And instead of my sister reading it, which would have been all right, like it would have been nice if my sister had read my journal back when I was a young mom. But no, it was my husband. Let's just say it didn't go over very well, and it's been a long time since I journaled. But I'm getting back into it. So I figure even if I only journal once a week, and if it's getting good stuff on the paper, then it's a success. So I am going to dial back this, bring it back up to 30 minutes. Guess I should stop it and see you in 30 minutes. And that's it for me today. I'm going to stop the screen. And I just want to share you something. My son's daughter celebrated birthday last week. And for her big birthday party with her grandparents, great uncles, and aunts, I picked out this little guy for her birthday. But it was purple. And my husband said, oh, because I grabbed two. No, I grabbed one. And he asks me, oh, is that for Robin or is that for Lily? I said, well, I could get one for each of them. So I went back and got the pink one. And then I was thinking all day that maybe I want to keep this little guy for myself and then get two of the same stuffies for the new grandbaby and keep one. So then I have one of the same of my grandbabies as me, because I won't be able to see them as often as some grandparents. So I just wanted to share that with you. That even though I know for my oldest, I'm only a couple hours away, and they do come home frequently, and we do go visit, but not as much as I would like to. And for the baby to be, she lives in the next province, so I know I won't be seeing her very often. So I'm kind of thinking, of getting a matching pair. But that's just me thinking out loud, and I wanted to share with you guys. I am going to wrap it up, so we'll have about 10 minutes, 12 minutes of a little bit of a break before Jenna goes live. I know during the next 10 minutes, I am probably going to just lie on the floor and do absolutely nothing. Okay, and we've got some input. Thanks for popping in, Cammie and Rachel. And they both like that idea. I'm kind of thinking the same too, because what adult would spend not 20, not 30, but $50 on an Alice Cooper teddy bear? Someone who has a soft spot for stuffies. Yeah. And I saw this guy twice. The first time was with my sister and my boyfriend, now husband. And the second time, I guess it's probably been over a year, with my son and his wife. So yeah. Rachel says, I've got all matching dragons, but they are different colors. Oh, that is cute, especially when you guys write dragons. That's a good idea. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Keep this little one and then get a different animal for the new baby. I don't know what I'll get. I like the dragons because she was pretty fascinated with dragons when she was younger. Actually, I had to buy her one of those a while ago. You remember when it was the Webkins that was quite popular in the early 2000s? Well, I got her this little guy because, Mom, it's purple and it would really go nice with all my other Webkins. And it was really neat. I don't know if you can even do that website anymore, but it's basically you get the stuffy, you get a code, and you go to the website and you get to play all these games. And you play the games and you got coin and they can buy things for their pets. Because once you go into the game, you have an animated version of whatever pet you had. In this case, the dragon. And the games were pretty silly, but they were fun, kind of like what some of the games you can get now on your phones. So quite often when they were at school, I would go in and play their games. And they would get lots of money because I would play them for them. And there were some games that were a little bit harder and you get more money. So my daughter, who was, I don't know, pretty young, like under the age of 12. So she's like, Mom, can you play this game so I can get more money? So we play games together. Kind of like back when Facebook was mostly games. Remember Farmville? Well, we used to play that a lot together because you needed to have neighbors to get other fun stuff. So we would play Farmville together. We would take turns on our laptops. But that's kind of a chit chat for today. And I'll talk to you guys all on Saturday. I decided that, yeah, I can sprint on Saturday because we're not going anywhere. At least not as of now. But this is only Wednesday. Who knows? Yes, Farmville. So fun. And then if you download the game Farmville now, it's nothing like the Farmville back in the early 2000s, which is kind of disappointing. And I will see you guys all over in Genesis. Oh, and there's an AWC special stream. I may have to check that out because I can, after all, attend that writing conference. So if you want to have the details, check out Rachel's. I'm sure she has stuff on her Instagram. And just look up AWC and you'll get lots of information. See you later. Bye for now.